Okay, I think this will work, hopefully. Hello, this is Paula Jasmine, and this is going to be a quick video blog, and this is my end of the year 2014 video blog. So every year I usually recap important events that happened to me throughout the year in a final video blog in preparation for 2015. For me, it's a way to think about the things that have happened this year, and also to take a chance to look at them in a different light, and maybe see what positive things happened. I try not to look too much at the negative. 2014 was a relatively good year. I would say more than 2013. I was a little bit more steady this year. I spent the time at the apartment that I'm currently living, and I was able to find a way around certain things. And the biggest thing for me was I went from a part-time job to a full-time job, which basically means I get more money, I can take care of my own expenses, basically pay for my own stuff, you know. So I'm not too dependent on my dad or to get help to pay for my living expenses. So in that sense, that's a very, very good thing. So, yeah. I apologize, I'm a little bit thirsty. Anyway, so let's begin and see what happens. So, the first thing that happened this year, one of the things that happened was that I got my diplomas and certificates. Yeah, I still remember that. I finished my degree, my courses for my degrees in December 2013, but it took a while for the college to finish doing the paperwork. But in January, I finally got my diplomas and my degree for my associates in business administration and my certificate in accounting. I would love to get a job in accounting as a bookkeeper, and I've been thinking about going for a master's, but I don't think that will happen due to the fact that I'm more interested in working and getting experience and working. So yeah, I don't know if that will change, but I guess I'll have to give it some time and see what happens. But for the moment, my goal is to find a better job, or a job that pays more money than the one that I already have. But at the same time, speaking about jobs, another of the thing is, like, after I finished last semester back in December, I began searching for a full-time job. I began sending applications everywhere. I decided to I applied for a state job and to take a test for tax technician training 1, and I took that test in March, and they've been sending me Canvas letters so far. I also began applying for every possible job that I could find, and in those searches I got lucky, and I was able to find a job, a full-time job with a manufacturing company, specifically a ceramics manufacturing company. And the job, I worked in the mixing room for a while, and then I worked in the production line making parts. And it was second shift, which meant that I had to sacrifice some of the things that I do in the afternoon. Most of the things that I've been doing, like attending meetings and all that stuff, happened in the afternoon. So it was a bit rough in that sense, but for me it was more about being able to get some money, being able to generate income, being able to afford buying my own food, my own medicines, and paying my own rent. And in that sense, for me, it was a good thing that I found that job. And the sad part was that after 3 months, I didn't pass probation. They let me go because of not meeting production requirements. When you work production, basically, most companies, they may have some standards or some production requirements that you have to meet, and if you don't meet them, they tell you bye-bye. So that's what happened to me, and I was let go, and I was employed for 2 weeks, and I was scared that I was going to spend a longer period of time unemployed, but I got really lucky because before I got let go by that company, I had a job interview in Schenectady with the company that I'm working right now, and I went there, and I don't know how, but I ended up getting the job, which is a good thing because now I'm working and I'm still working full time and I'm still earning money to be able to pay my for my things. Now I work a third shift, so basically it means I sleep during the day, I'm awake all night, even during weekends. During weekends I keep the same schedule. I don't change my sleep schedule. I don't do anything like that because otherwise I can pay the price at work. So you try to sleep from around 10 o'clock until 5 o'clock most of the time. And the summer I was having a little bit of problem. I got the job in June, and in the summer because I live in an apartment complex and some of the neighbors they have kids. The kids have been playing around, and in the summer I had a little bit of a problem sleeping because my window is right over there, and some of the kids play in the backyard and they would make too much noise, and they would, for one reason I can't explain, they would bang a metal thing in there and it would wake me up. So in summer was bad. I don't know how I was able to sleep basically. But I've been at my current job, I passed probation and I've been there for, I got to my 6 months, and I don't know how long I'm going to stay, but at least I got a full-time job, and I'm searching for a better job. So we'll see if this year, 2015, I can accomplish that. I've been applying to jobs with the state here. I've also been looking, and I've been thinking. And if you haven't heard about this, I've been thinking about moving out of the state. It will all depend if I can find a good job that will pay me enough money for me to make it worthwhile moving away. At the same time, I realized that given my limitations, and that's all for a different video blog, maybe later on during the week. But there are some limitations that I feel are affecting me, but not having a car is one of them. And if I'm going to move away, I'd rather try to get a car before I move away, because that way I can have my own personal transportation, which will be beneficial for me to be able to get a better job and also have more control over my transportation. Because let's be honest, the bus system, even that is cheap, it's very limited. It's very limited, and it doesn't allow me to commute to places that otherwise I could go if I had a car, and thus making it possible for me to find a job in a different town or outside of the area where public transportation is available. We'll see what happens this year. I don't know, this upcoming year, so I don't know. Hopefully 2015 is going to be better than 2014, and that's my only take. I'm doing my part. It's just going to take time. So anyway, having said that, moving on, another of the things that happened this year, and before I got my full-time job, I got the chance, I was working for Home Depot, and during a conversation with my sister in December last year, she had her second baby. It was a baby girl, and I was happy for her, and I'm happy for her because it's amazing. And then, out of a sudden, I got a call from my dad on a Sunday, and I haven't visited my family in 5.5 years. And my dad, I'm trying not to get sentimental here. I do miss them. So if my family, my sister or my dad is watching this, I love you all in Puerto Rico. Los quiero a todos y espero que estén bien. Y les envío un abrazo de aquí desde Albany. Anyway, shit. A second. Fuck. Sorry about that. Anyway. So yeah, after 5.5 years and having lost my grandmother while I was here in 2010, I will finish this video blog, and I will post it as it is. I don't want to change it. So yeah, after 5.5 years, my dad called me and asked me if I want to go and visit. And these are tears of joy. These are not tears of sadness. These are tears of joy because Oh man, oof. The hormones do amazing things. Let me put it that way. Anyway, so yeah, my dad comes and he tells me, hey, why you don't come home for this particular weekend? Because it's the last weekend that your sister is going to be free due to maternity leave, and me clear my um, holy crap. Yeah, this is interesting. So yeah, he called me. He asked me if I wanted to go, and because I haven't put closure to like, there were two things that after I transitioned that I was wondering about. Was like how my parents are going to react when they see me again. Whether my rest of my family is going to be accepting or not accepting, and also how I'm going to be treated in the island because I know that I'm a big girl. So yeah, you never know how people are going to react, whether you're going to be read. So I was a little bit concerned about that. On top of that, I wanted to visit my grandmother's tomb because she died in 2010 and I couldn't go to her funeral. So I wanted to put some closure to that and maybe see if I could see any of my friends or family members that I haven't seen in a while. So I said yes. My dad paid the trip, so I had the most amazing journey. I had an adventure actually because the day that I left in February, it was the day of a snowstorm. Usually when I go to New York City, my dad paid the trip from New York City, so I had to get to New York City, from Albany to New York City. It was cheaper because if you get a trip from Albany, it costs a lot of more money, and also you have to take it's all day of travel basically. So I was just happy to be able to get this deal, and so anyway, I left on the day of a big snowstorm that came to the capital region. There were no buses going to New York City. Everything was shut down. As for the trains, so I went to a bus station. They told me that they didn't have any buses working. I was scared because I was like, holy crap, I'm not going to be able to make it to New York City, and I need to catch the plane or find out if the plane is still going to go down there. So they tell me the train might be open, so I get the bus, I go to Rensselaer, and I was able to get to Rensselaer, and I was able to catch the train to New York City. On the way to New York City, the train broke something, and it ended up taking about 4 hours for the train to leave. But at the same time, I was early because my plane was going to leave at midnight, so I wasn't worried about that. So I got to New York City. I traveled to Puerto Rico, hang out with my family. I got some pictures, and you may have seen them when I posted them. I had the best time of my life. I got to see my baby niece. I got the chance to hold her in my arms. I got the chance to see my sister, give her a big hug. I got the chance to see my mom too, I miss my parents, and my parents, they're getting old, so for me it's like being a little away from them. It's scary sometimes because you never know what can happen, and I feel like if something were to happen to them, I don't think I will have the money to be able to go in an emergency on there, and that's my biggest fear, to be honest. But anyway, I saw my sister, I saw my nephew. My nephew is now about 9 years old. But when I first saw him, I saw him in 2008 when I came out to my parents. And in 2008, he wasn't too tall, and he couldn't even speak. And this year, he could speak. I could hang out with him. And around here, I have been teaching kids stage combat and also how to juggle. So I decided to bring some of my juggling props and teach my nephew how to juggle. And that was one of the most amazing things that I had in my journey, being able to teach my nephew how to juggle. That was fantastic. I never thought it was going to be possible, and I felt so happy doing that. And I miss my nephew. Anyway, another thing that happened was like I went with my dad to Home Depot, to the new Home Depot that they opened, and I wanted to see my friend who was working there, and I got lucky. She was just arriving to work, and I got the chance to see one of my friends from high school, and she gave me a big hug, and I just felt happy because honestly, like, when you come out as a transgender person, you're afraid of losing people that are important in your life, and the fact that my friends from Puerto Rico, and even my family still accepts me and they support me as a person, is the best feeling that a trans person can have. It's the best thing, because it's necessary to have support. It's not easy, and knowing that you are still accepted and that there's people that love you no matter what, it's a really good thing. And so the trip was a success. I came back and I got, as soon as I came back, I found out about the interview that I went to, and I got my full-time job. And that was in March, basically. And in November, or before November, I met some people online, and we decided to start a group we called the Transgender Nation. It's basically a group of like pro wrestlers who are transgender. I am part of the group, even that I haven't been too active in pro wrestling due to not having a car and also working a weird work schedule, which makes it difficult for me to go and practice and remove some of the request. The reason I got into the group and the reason that I decided to do the show that I did November 1st was because I believe that the transgender people need more positive examples out there, and also because I want to be an example of showing that I'm not afraid of being myself, and also that I'm not afraid of me, that you can be transgender, you can be who you are, and still do what you love. You know, you don't have to get away from it, and you don't have to leave what you love in order to be who you are, basically. So that's why I decided to join, and that's why I decided to be on that particular show on November 1st, 2014 in Connecticut. And I'm glad that I was in that show because it was empowering for me, and I got the chance to meet some of the other wrestlers of the group. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see if there's going to be another event where we can also tag together or be in the same event, because that was empowering. And knowing that I play my personal life, I play part of my personal life on a story angle, and you can see it in my YouTube channel. And I was by myself when I did that, and now I'm with other people who happen to like the same thing that I like and happen to more or less have my same story. So yeah, it feels good about it, you know. It feels highly empowering. Anyway, and finally, the last good thing that happened, just recently I got the email from the landlord of the other place that I was trying to get, and I got a new apartment. I'm going to be moving in January with a friend of mine, and hopefully things are going to be better. So I'm getting out of this sinkhole, and hopefully my mood will improve, and hopefully life is going to improve, and it sure will maybe a better year. Let's see about that, you know. For the moment, I'm happy about all the events that happened this year. I'm proud of the things that I did this year. And I also, in terms of pro wrestling, I look forward to do more pro wrestling next year, if possible. Get a little bit more training to remove some of the hurdles that I have developed for not being in the ring for a long time. And also, I hope that I can get a better job, that I can get a car, and I can improve my living conditions, and also start saving some money to be able to go back to Puerto Rico and visit my family. We'll see if that happens. I don't know, but till then, peace out, and hopefully I will have more updates in the coming month. And one of the things that I want to do this year, if I can say something to anybody, is like the big lesson is like never give up, because for me that's what worked this year. Never to give up. Like I've given up my full-time job search because it was really frustrating. It's still very frustrating to look for a full-time job, but my take-home lesson was that to never give up, and that's how I'm going to end this video blog. If you're struggling, no, don't give up. Keep looking for what you want. You will find it. And in terms of next year, I wish everybody a happy new year, and hopefully in 2015 things are going to be better for everybody, not only for me, but everybody, because I want everybody to find the things that they love and accomplish any goal that they want to accomplish in 2015. Never give up. Bye. Peace out.